Well, big game happening at Manchester United, but before this game of football, I hate to start. Protests from the United fans have gone ahead to obviously make huge headlines in here onto this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily, and endeavor to hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel of ours. And here we come in peace to see to it that all goes on well as planned, and here we are to tell you the confirmed starting 11 for the club of Manchester United and what my thoughts are about the bench and why the manager has gone ahead to make such a choice of players in this beautiful game of football. And here we come to see to it that we really do the needful. And the manager is having Onana, Lindelof, Mazraoui, Delite, Bruno Fernandes, Joshua Zirkzee, Eriksen, Leny Yoro, Garnacho, Casemiro, and Diego Dalot. That's what the manager has gone ahead obviously name as his starting 11. The substitutes include Harrison, Mee, Amers, Haven, Collier, Jack Fletcher, Morehouse, Højlund, and Chido Obi Martin. That is the bench for the club of Manchester United. Then when we go to the the Arsenal starting 11, they are having David Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Carafiori, Thomas Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Waneri, Trossard, and Mikel Merino. That is the starting 11. That is the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. The bench has Neto, Ben White, Jakub Kiwior, Zinchenko, Kieran Tierney, Lewis Kelly, Jorginho, Sterling, and Gabriel Martinelli, who returns, and he could be a very big factor in what result any of these clubs is expected to obviously get from this beautiful fixture. So that is how United has gone ahead obviously name its starting 11, and even Arsenal have gone ahead obviously name their starting 11. But when you compare these squads, especially on the bench, it might obviously worry with the fans of Man United, because that bench is not really as strong as you want it, because it won't really change a little bit. It won't change a lot from that, unless otherwise we are really very, very clinical, and we will see how things pan out. The system is 3-4-2-1 for the club of Man United, with Andrea Onana in goal, Lindelof playing on the right side of the three-man central defense, Leny Yoro playing on the left side of the three-man central defense, Matthias de Ligt playing at the center of the three-man central defense, meaning that Harry Maguire is out of this game. And as I told you in the match preview, that the moment you don't see him in this game, you'll see that back three, and I went ahead obviously guess right into that back three. Then Mazraoui, right wing back. Then we are having Dalot as the right wing back, and Casemiro is going to be played in the double pivot with Bruno Fernandes, I think, because we'll need mobility, a lot of mobility into that double pivot. And I know Eriksen is going to be played in one of the number 10s, and he's going to be played alongside Garnacho, and Joshua Zirkzee will be leading the line for the club of Manchester United. That's what I believe United is obviously going to be like into the game. I think Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro are going to be played in the double pivot, such that the manager can obviously make changes of players like Rasmus Højlund to come in through and obviously lead the line, and Chido Obi Martin to play as a number 10 in any of those systems. And remember, the manager might also not play Rasmus Højlund at all, because he knows to it that on Thursday he'll need him, because on Thursday the game can go draw and we can go 120 minutes, and if at all you only have that player in there, all what has to cross your mind is simple, right? Don't play him. And I know we might see Eriksen getting off, and the manager might be bringing on Chido Obi Martin to play into that position, because he knows to it that he will be having one striker to play the entire game on Thursday. And he knows to it that it's really very important. The game against Real Sociedad is really more important than any of the games we are going to play in the league, because in the league, even if we do what, there is no way we can find ourselves even in the top half of the table, you know. So all what we have to do is to focus onto the games into what we call the UEFA Europa League. They are the most important games because qualifying in the Champions League gets us more money and it will help us attract players to the club of Manchester United, as in the negotiation terms we'll obviously have something to offer like other clubs because we are Manchester United, and the moment we are into the moment we are into what we call the moment we are into what we call the moment we are into what you call the Champions League, I tell you, negotiations will obviously look out to be much more easier for the club of Manchester United. That is how United will line up, but it's really going to be a highly heated up affair between Man United and the club of Arsenal. Let's obviously go to Arsenal and see how things are obviously going to be panning out into this beautiful encounter that is going to be played at Old Trafford. Arsenal having David Raya in goal, Julian Timber as the right back, Carafiori as the left back, Gabriel Magalhaes as the left-sided centre-back, William Saliba as the right-sided centre-back. And on paper, that back line is really strong. I think Carafiori is one of the weak links that you can obviously come up and obviously exploit, but there are players that can obviously cover up a lot. Partey, Rice, Odegaard, midfield three, and the front three is having Ethan Nwaneri, Trossard, and Mikel Merino. And by the way, my worry should be how we are going to combat this midfield, because all what these three are obviously going to be doing is obviously going to be coming in from the midfield. And this man, Martin Odegaard, having gone ahead obviously score a brace in the midweek and really created one goal, might have gone ahead obviously spark him into motion to obviously come and really put in a very beautiful shift as anticipated. So I'm very much worryful for this midfield than any of these players, because I know everything that Arsenal is obviously going to be getting from this game, all harvesting from this game, is going to be coming in from the midfield. I've gone ahead to see people come out and say maybe it's the time United will obviously be swallowing 8-2 like they did to the club of Arsenal way back. I think it was in 2010, I think. I doubt. I totally doubt, because the club of Manchester United was weaker than this team that we obviously going to be facing, and Arsenal really had almost all their players present, and that game ended 1-0. So I stick to my earlier thought and my earlier prediction that it's obviously going to be a draw, 2-2. That is it. Though the coming in through of a player called Martinelli draws a little bit of the attention from a draw to, if it's a win, Rokani, who do you give it? I think Arsenal really having a now better chance to win this game of football, because this game of football is going to be, if the result is to be a win, then it should be the bench that will win these games for the teams. For it will be the bench that will win a game for either Arsenal or Manchester United. That is it. And Arsenal really has a much more stronger bench that can obviously come and really put on an impact. And the player known as Sterling is one of those that is really abused by very many fans of Arsenal. They don't love him. But I tell you what, he might be one of those that will come up and obviously put in a very beautiful shift altogether into that beautiful game of football. So guys, that's what I had for you in here onto the United Matters channel. 7 minutes to jet into the start of the game, and I want you obviously to be 100% set to see to it that you really get in, or you don't miss out on any moments onto the pitch. So Ruben Amorim speaking to Sky Sports, he has gone ahead obviously put out some thoughts and I'm trying to find out what Ruben Amorim has gone ahead to say. Let me see. Roy Keane has said the following, that Amorim had to take out Holland. If your striker not scoring goals and you're struggling to score goals in general, then you have to make a change. You have to mix it up. He's not really been getting many chances and his confidence must be down. You've got to take him out and let him sit on the bench and recharge the batteries physically and mentally. Yeah, he's right, because United needs to see to it that they really get him onto the right side. Then Paul Mason, formerly a player at Arsenal, he was asked on why Zirkzee than Højlund, said, if I'm one of these centre halves at Arsenal, I would rather play against Zirkzee than Højlund. Højlund plays off scraps like a relegation team, one or two chances in general. Then you have to make a change. You have to mix up. He's saying that Højlund plays, Zirkzee wants to come shorter. He says Højlund plays off scraps like a relegation team, one or two chances a game, but he stretches, he runs beyond. Zirkzee wants to come shorter. Fernandes needs space to get his head up. He's not going to run past anybody with the ball. You need the game to be stretched. Højlund is going to play Thursday. It's as simple as that. Obviously, as I told you, the reason as to why the manager never went ahead of his report on this guy onto the pitch, Højlund, and you might obviously not see him really kick a ball or play like 10 minutes. He's the only striker that is going to be having on Thursday, you know, and the game might stretch to 120 minutes. That is it. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rock and David remains my name. And lastly, this is Jamie Radnap. He has said United's midfield not the most energetic in terms of getting the ball back. They are not going to be high energy. If you look at the two midfields, you would think that Arsenal are going to get a strange hold in that area, which is always key. Obviously, games of football won and lost in the midfield, but I know Ruben Amorim has a plan as to why he has gone ahead, obviously, put in Eriksen and Casemiro into that midfield. Close to 70 years of age combined, if you really get their age and really add it up. Moleya, Man United 1-0 Arsenal. Matovu Bernard, United 1-0 Arsenal. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching through. And we're obviously going to be returning here when the game of football is done and dusted. Rock and David remains my name. I'm out. See you when you see me, my mate. And bye-bye for now. Because when I return, I'm obviously going to be letting you know what the results have been in here for you. But let's wish United the best of luck today. And I know the team will obviously collect a point today.